For years, I struggled to learn English, and for years, I failed. Every single attempt ended the same way: a huge surge of motivation, new notebooks, 5 apps downloaded, and me studying like crazy for a week. Then, nothing. The energy vanished, leaving a pile of untouched books and that familiar guilt. I used to blame myself. I thought I was lazy, or maybe just not smart enough. But the truth hit me hard: it wasn't me. It wasn't motivation. It was my strategy all along. I had been chasing a feeling instead of building a system. That realization changed everything. This is Easy English Official. Today, I'm going to show you how I stopped depending on motivation and started using a simple, discipline-first mindset. By focusing on small, consistent habits, I finally achieved the English fluency I once thought was impossible. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how you can do it too. Section 1: The Motivation Trap. I used to believe that motivation was the secret to learning English. Every week, I would watch inspiring videos of polyglots speaking multiple languages and read stories of people becoming fluent in months. I felt a rush of energy and told myself, this time will be different. Those first few days were amazing. I woke up early, practiced new words, and tried thinking in English before bed. I felt unstoppable, like a language-learning superhero ready to conquer the world. But life didn't always cooperate. Long workdays left me drained, and hanging out with friends often felt more rewarding than studying grammar. The excitement I had felt would fade, leaving me stuck at square one. I blamed myself for losing motivation, thinking it was a personal failure. This cycle of starting strong and falling back destroyed my momentum and confidence. My progress in English felt like 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, and it was emotionally exhausting. I realized I had fallen into the motivation trap. Relying on feelings to do the hard work never lasts. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes, like a gust of wind that might push a ship a little but never carries it across the ocean. If I waited for motivation, I would stay stuck forever, hoping for a feeling that might never come. Discipline, not motivation, is what drives lasting learning. Discipline is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's making small choices consistently, like learning 5 new words daily or listening to a short English podcast on the commute. These small habits compound over time, building real momentum. Over weeks and months, this consistency creates confidence and fluency, even if motivation fades. I started replacing my motivation rituals with daily routines. Instead of binge-watching inspiring videos, I set a simple plan: 30 minutes of English practice every morning. I tracked my progress and celebrated small wins. Suddenly, learning felt manageable and even enjoyable. The pressure of waiting for motivation disappeared. Discipline carried me forward, step by step, day by day. I discovered that mistakes are not failures, they are proof of progress. When I stumbled over pronunciation or forgot a word, I treated it as a learning opportunity. I no longer let frustration stop me. This mindset shift made learning English less stressful and more exciting. Discipline allowed me to keep going, even when days were tough. I also realized that motivation can be a spark, but discipline is the engine. I still feel bursts of excitement when I understand a new concept or speak confidently. But now, those bursts are bonuses, not necessities. Discipline ensures I keep moving forward, no matter what. It turns English learning into a habit, not a hope. Every time I sit down to study, I remind myself that small, consistent actions lead to big results. It's about creating a routine that fits my life, not waiting for life to fit my motivation. This approach is simple, repeatable, and surprisingly effective. It transforms frustration into progress and stress into satisfaction. I learned to focus on what I could control: my effort, my consistency, my daily choices. I stopped blaming myself for lapses in motivation and started celebrating discipline. Each completed lesson, each conversation attempt, each practiced word became a victory. Progress became tangible and motivating in itself. Looking back, the motivation trap was just a lesson waiting to be learned. I now understand that anyone can become fluent if they prioritize consistent action over fleeting feelings. Motivation will help sometimes, but discipline will take you all the way. Learning English isn't about waiting for inspiration. It's about showing up every day and trusting the process. The shift from chasing motivation to embracing discipline changed everything. My confidence grew, my vocabulary expanded, and I finally started speaking with ease. I no longer fear falling behind because I know that daily effort will carry me forward. Discipline turned a frustrating journey into an achievable adventure. If you want to learn English effectively, start building your discipline today. Set small goals, follow simple routines, and practice consistently. Let motivation be your occasional cheerleader, but let discipline be your foundation. Over time, you will see progress, feel confident, and enjoy speaking English more than you ever imagined. Remember, fluency isn't a sudden miracle, it's the result of small, steady steps taken every day. Discipline fuels learning, motivation fuels excitement, and together they make mastery possible. Start now, keep going, and watch your English transform before your eyes. Section 2. The Epiphany: Discovering Discipline. I didn't find my breakthrough in a flashy video or a famous success story. It came during a quiet, frustrating evening at home. I stared at my bookshelf, filled with English course books, most still untouched. Their uncracked spines stared back at me, like a reminder of all my failed attempts. I realized my approach wasn't working. I had been waiting for sudden inspiration, but that never lasted. In that moment, the word discipline entered my mind. For years, it had felt intimidating. Discipline sounded like punishment, a drill sergeant yelling, or forcing myself to do things I hated. I avoided it, thinking motivation alone could carry me. But staring at those unused books made me reconsider everything I believed about learning English. I found clarity in a simple analogy: motivation is a spark, discipline is the steady flame of a candle. The spark is bright, energetic, and exciting, but it disappears in seconds. It can start a fire, but it cannot keep it burning. The candle flame, however, is quiet, stable, and enduring. It doesn't dazzle, but it provides warmth reliably, hour after hour, no matter what. Discipline, I realized, isn't about excitement or passion. It's a quiet choice, a commitment to show up even when you don't feel like it. It's structural, not emotional. Like brushing your teeth, you don't wait to feel motivated to take care of your health. You simply do it. That realization shifted my entire perspective on learning English. I decided to stop chasing the spark and focus on being the candle. I built small, consistent habits instead of waiting for inspiration. Daily routines replaced sporadic bursts of energy. Listening to a 5-minute podcast each morning became more valuable than binge-watching motivation videos. Small steps every day started to compound into real progress. Consistency became my guiding principle. I tracked my daily actions instead of my emotions. Each practiced word, each spoken sentence, and each corrected mistake became proof of forward movement. Over time, I started noticing improvement I had never experienced when relying on bursts of motivation alone. I discovered that discipline also freed me from guilt. I no longer berated myself for missing a burst of motivation. I focused on creating systems that worked no matter how I felt. Learning English became less stressful and more manageable. Each day felt like a small victory rather than a pressure-filled task. My mindset shifted from "I hope I feel motivated today" to "I know I will make progress today." This simple change turned frustration into empowerment. I stopped waiting for the perfect moment and started building momentum through consistent, deliberate action. Discipline became my invisible coach. I also realized that motivation still had a role. It was a spark that made learning fun. But now, I didn't rely on it to drive me. Motivation became a bonus, not a requirement. Discipline carried me through dull days, busy schedules, and moments of exhaustion. It became my secret weapon for long-term success. This approach transformed my language learning journey. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what I hadn't accomplished, I celebrated what I did every day. I felt proud of the small wins and confident that, step by step, I was moving toward fluency. Discipline replaced procrastination and inconsistency with steady, measurable progress. Looking back, I see that discovering discipline was the turning point. It turned English learning from a frustrating hobby into a structured, achievable adventure. I realized anyone could replicate this method, show up consistently, build simple routines, and let discipline lead the way. Motivation would come when needed, but discipline was the true driver of progress. Today, I follow a system that doesn't depend on my mood or energy. I study, practice, and speak English every day. Some days are more exciting than others, but each day adds up. Discipline ensures I keep moving forward. That quiet, steady flame is what makes fluency possible. Section 3: My discipline system in action. I decided to forget everything I thought I knew about studying. Long, exhausting 2-hour marathons were out. My new rule was simple: start so small it feels ridiculous. I wanted a system I couldn't talk myself out of. Minimal effort, maximum consistency. I promised myself I would practice English for just 15 minutes every single day. No ambitious goals, no massive word lists. Just 15 focused minutes. The simplicity made it almost impossible to skip. Even on my busiest, most exhausting days, 15 minutes always seemed doable. Next, I defined the when and where. My 15 minutes would happen on my morning commute. I picked one specific English learning podcast. This eliminated decision fatigue. I didn't have to wonder if I should study. I just had to hit play and follow the plan. The first week felt strange. My brain was used to motivation-fueled bursts. Just 15 minutes didn't feel like progress. Yet, I stuck with it. Each day, I marked an X on my calendar. Watching the chain grow gave me more satisfaction than any motivational video ever could. I realized tracking consistency mattered more than tracking performance. Showing up every day became the habit, not the results. This small daily act was slowly rewiring my brain. I was learning the power of reliability over excitement. Of course, some days were harder. My brain whispered, "You're tired or skip today, it's just 15 minutes." I learned a simple trick: tell myself I only had to do 5 minutes. Once I started, I usually finished all 15. The act of starting became more powerful than the study itself. Every just start moment was a training session for my discipline muscle. The more I showed up, the stronger it became. Discipline wasn't abstract anymore. It was a skill I could exercise, grow, and rely on every day. I discovered that tiny, consistent actions compound over time. 15 minutes a day might seem trivial, but it added up. Slowly, I noticed I understood more, spoke more confidently, and remembered vocabulary better. Progress was quiet but steady. I also automated my system further. My podcast, my time slot, my location, all decided in advance. No excuses, no decisions, no mental energy wasted. The system ran itself, and I just followed it. Habit replaced willpower. This approach taught me patience. Learning English isn't about dramatic leaps, it's about small, reliable steps. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is permanent. I learned to trust the process rather than chase feelings. Soon, I wasn't just surviving my study routine. I was thriving. The chain of X's became a source of pride. The 15-minute practice turned into a non-negotiable ritual. My confidence in my ability to improve grew every single day. By sticking to this system, I built more than English skills. I built resilience, focus, and self-trust. I had discovered a method that worked even on days when I felt exhausted or unmotivated. This quiet, steady effort was finally carrying me toward fluency. Section 4: The Transformation from Small Steps to Fluency. The magic of discipline isn't something that happens overnight. It's the compound effect of consistent action over hundreds of days. My 15-minute daily habit didn't make me fluent in a week or even a month. But over time, it triggered a powerful transformation. After about 2 months of consistent practice, I noticed small changes. I could understand my favorite English podcasts more easily. Words started flowing naturally in my head, and sentences began forming without effort. Each session felt like a tiny victory. Slowly, my 15 minutes began to feel too short. Without forcing it, I naturally increased my practice to 20 minutes, then 30. It was a gentle expansion of my habit, a snowball gaining momentum. The growth felt effortless because the foundation was solid. About 6 months in, I had my first real aha moment. I was watching an English movie and realized I didn't even need subtitles. I was following the plot perfectly. The feeling wasn't flashy or dramatic, but quietly fulfilling a deep sense of accomplishment. That moment taught me a crucial lesson: fluency isn't a sudden explosion. It's the result of steady, disciplined effort. Each small choice, each session, built on the last. My confidence in English wasn't borrowed, I had earned it through practice. As my confidence grew, I expanded my discipline system. I added a new 10-minute habit, writing a brief journal entry in English before bed. Then I found a language partner and committed to speaking for 15 minutes twice a week. Small habits compounded into meaningful progress. The person who once felt stuck and incapable was now having real conversations with native speakers. I could crack jokes, notice sarcasm, and enjoy English media without anxiety. Each disciplined choice contributed to this transformation. I realized that fluency isn't a distant finish line. It's the journey I had been on all along, a path paved by consistent action rather than fleeting motivation. Discipline replaced doubt and hesitation. Every day of showing up, even when tired or uninspired, strengthened my system. I wasn't chasing feelings anymore. I was building a reliable structure that carried me forward. The small steps truly mattered more than any single breakthrough. The joy came from knowing I was in control. Each habit, each session, reinforced the belief that I could improve. Progress became predictable, manageable, and enjoyable. It wasn't magic, it was method. Looking back, I see that fluency was never about raw talent or sudden inspiration. It was about choosing discipline over motivation, day after day. That choice transformed not only my English, but my confidence and mindset. Today, I speak, read, and understand English with ease. I am proof that hundreds of tiny, disciplined choices, made consistently, create real results. What once felt impossible is now part of my life, and it all began with 15 minutes a day. Section 5: How you can build your own discipline engine. So, what does all this mean for you? If you've ever felt stuck waiting for motivation, here's the good news: you don't need more willpower. You just need a better system. Discipline isn't about feeling inspired, it's about creating habits that carry you forward, no matter what. Start ridiculously small. So small that saying no isn't even an option. Forget hour-long study sessions. Commit to 5 or 10 minutes a day. Listen to one English song, learn a single word, or write one sentence. The goal isn't instant mastery, it's showing up consistently. Small wins stack into big results. Define your when and where. Don't rely on vague plans like "I'll study later." Be precise. At 8 a.m., during my commute, I'll listen to my English podcast. Or at 9 p.m., at my kitchen table, I'll write one sentence in my journal. Linking habits to existing routines makes them automatic. Focus on the process, not the prize. Your only job is to show up and do your small task. That's it. Celebrate each day you stick to the plan. Mark it on a calendar. The momentum of showing up daily is far more powerful than bursts of motivation. Adopt a growth mindset. Believe your abilities can grow with effort. Mistakes aren't proof of failure, they're proof that you're learning. Struggle with a word? Don't think, I'm bad at this. Think, this is tricky. Practicing it makes my brain stronger. This mindset removes fear and builds resilience. Consistency beats intensity every time. Even if your practice feels small, it compounds into real improvement over weeks and months. The trick isn't grinding harder, it's building a system that works for your life, not against it. Your discipline engine is personal. Find what fits your schedule and energy levels. Maybe it's 10 minutes in the morning, maybe 5 minutes before bed. The details matter less than showing up every single day, rain or shine. Track your habits visibly. A chain of X's on a calendar isn't just satisfying, it's evidence of your commitment. Seeing the streak grow reinforces your confidence and makes skipping days harder. Your system literally motivates itself. Combine small habits. Listening, reading, writing, speaking, each small step reinforces the others. Don't overcomplicate. Pick one tiny habit at a time. Let it stabilize. Then add the next. Compound growth is your secret weapon. Ignore the voice that tells you it's not enough. The magic happens in the tiny, consistent actions repeated over time. Showing up beats feeling inspired every single time. Your daily habit is more powerful than any occasional surge of motivation. Treat setbacks as data, not defeat. Missed a day? That's information. Adjust and get back on track. Every return strengthens your discipline muscle. Progress is messy, but it's happening if you keep showing up. By following these steps, start small, schedule it, track it, grow your mindset, and stay consistent, you can build your own discipline engine. One day, you'll look back and realize fluency, confidence, and mastery were built quietly, steadily, day after day. Relying on motivation is like waiting for perfect weather to take a trip. You could wait forever. Discipline is about building your own vehicle, one that moves you forward no matter the weather. Rain or shine, it will carry you toward your goals. Motivation might have gotten you to click on this video, but discipline is what will make you fluent in English a year from now. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You just need to show up, consistently. Your future self will thank you for every small step you take today. This is Easy English Official. If this story inspired you, hit that like button. Then, take your first discipline action. Go to the comments and share one small habit you'll commit to this week. Learn a word, listen to a song, or write a sentence. Let's build our discipline together and make fluency a reality.